What is going on, guys? So today is a super exciting day. Now, I have been doing this tech channel for a number of years now, and this is my first time getting my hands on a scooter. Now, I've done some e-bikes, right? But I've never done a scooter, and I love scooters. I absolutely love them, but I finally got a brand to send me out a scooter. They sent it over for me to take a look at, and I'm super excited about it. Now, it's not to say that I've never ridden a scooter. I've actually been on a scooter in a US, like a wireless carrier commercial, riding a scooter. Yes, that's a real thing. You can send me a message and I'd be happy to share the video. It's pretty cool. But regardless of that, this is my first time being able to review and unbox and do a scooter. And so I'm really excited. So with that said, let's jump in and check this thing out. So I have been riding around town on the E30 Electric Scooter, and I have to say it surprised me. This thing is light, it's fast, and it feels pretty powerful. This thing, you're getting a 350 watt motor, peaks at 700 watts overall, which translates to pretty legitimate acceleration off of a red light and enough power to cruise at 18 miles per hour without feeling like you're pushing it too hard. This is a big deal, right? That made the specs, I don't know if those specs sound exciting to you, but I'm a really big guy, right? I am 6'3", right around 250 pounds, right? I'm a large dude, and this thing was able to get me moving pretty fast. So if anything can get me moving from zero to go, I'm gonna say you got something built right here. And then all of this comes in a package that weighs just about 29 pounds. So I'd say a little on the heavy side, but it gets you going. Now, what really sold me though was the range. Now, nearly 20 miles on a full charge. That's more than enough for most people's daily commute. It handled my 15% grade up my street without sputtering at all, which I thought was pretty cool. And that's pretty rare for scooters, right? I mean, realistically, again, as you know, I'm a pretty large guy, and it got me up the hill pretty darn well. On top of that though, it's got great rear suspension and a honeycomb tire, so it's gonna, basically it wasn't rattling around my teeth. I felt really comfortable. I didn't feel every single bump. You know, obviously there's some big ones that you're gonna feel, but it was a pretty smooth ride. Now let's talk about safety, because this thing also does have some really great safety features built in. This thing comes loaded with a headlight, tail light, turn signals, dual braking with EABS and a disc brake, which I think is really great. So obviously, I mean, if you're gonna go, you need to stop. And so this thing is gonna handle that pretty well as well. So when you look at all that in perspective, it's kind of like it's designed for people who may be riding in low light or in the dark or in real traffic, which I think is great. You can also lock it up and track it using the INVANTI app, which I think is also a huge benefit. I think, you know, I mean, I've seen a lot of scooters out there and they don't come with an app. And there's a lot of reasons why that probably is the case, but being able to track it and kind of get some important information about your scooter right on an app is another huge bonus. Now let's talk about some of the drawbacks, because there's always something that you have to say about a product, right? The solid tires won't give you that super air cushioned ride, but honestly, I'd rather never deal with flats. Again, I will say that it's not like super squishy, right? You're not bouncing on, you know, rubber, air filled tires, but I also didn't feel like you're on like really hard tires. So it wasn't like teeth chattering, but you know, comparison to some of the other, the other scooters in this marketplace, in this price range specifically, you do get kind of a softer ride. I was still really happy with it. In comparison to some of the ones that I've rented in the past and things like that, this is definitely worlds above that. But definitely, if you have something that's got air inflated tires, you might end up with a better ride. But I didn't think it was that big of a deal. So I would say that was a negative, but not a huge one. So at the end of the day, guys, that's really all that I negatively have to say. Outside of that, this thing absolutely crushes it. So much fun to ride. Tons of safety features. The app is such a nice touch. One of the main reasons why I kind of was really interested in checking this thing out. I love stuff that has an app. I know a lot of people don't. I just do, being a tech guy. So overall, if you guys are looking for a new scooter, you want something that has a ton of features, trackable, all sorts of stuff like that, this is definitely one you should be considering. So if you have any questions, let me know. But guys, as usual, I hope this video was helpful for you, and I'll see you in the next one.